College juniors, you've got time to lay the foundation to make job hunting after graduation easy. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm a career coach. I worked in recruiting for more than, well, way too long. And I want to talk to those of you who are still in school. You still have time until you're going to be graduating because you can course correct during this time so that it's easier for you to land the job than if you wait until your senior year. Let me explain what to do because it's really not difficult, although it does take time. Now, the first thing I always tell people is your upper senior year is important for your grades. Even if your grades stank up until that point, if you close strong during the period of time where you're still being evaluated for jobs. So that could be your entire senior year if you wait till the end, or if you're like most people, you start doing the job hunting stuff upper senior year. So the idea is you close strong. So even if you had bad grades, what you're able to do is to say, hey, look, it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do in school. And once I had that figured out, I could get fully committed to it and thus explain away some of those C's and D's that you got along the way where you forgot to drop the course, right? So get out there and start working on your grades. Next thing I want you to do is to use your time to start networking now. Now, who do you network with? Now, obviously faculty, adjuncts in particular, because they have relationships in the outside world. You want to get noticed for good reasons by them. Maybe help them in some way with projects that they have. Do a great job for them. And thus, they're more willing to recommend you. Also, grads from your school who are a year or two ahead of you. You want to start reaching out to them. How do you do that? LinkedIn is a great place to do that because you start looking for people who went to your school. Use the search box on the top of the LinkedIn page in order to do that. And again, you can narrow by school and thus see who's graduated from your school and then narrow it down to people who are a year or two ahead of you. Start contacting them now. And the reason you do that is to simply say, hey, look, you're a year or two ahead of me. I'm starting to think about what I'm doing in graduation, after graduation. How did you find a job? What was your process like? And again, the ideal is you look for someone who graduated with your major, because they're probably doing something similar to what you want to be doing, and get the reality of what it's like working in the field, how they got a job, and start developing a relationship with them so that they want to recommend you. Why do you want them to recommend you? So you can cut the line and get to the front and you're not just applying for things. On their side, most companies have an employee referral bonus where they make money by the recommendation. So don't hesitate to ask for help. Don't hesitate in order to, shall we say, cut the line, get to the front. Another thing I want to remind you of is there are questions that are pretty predictable that you're going to be asked after graduation. I just want to plant a seed with you about two of the questions in particular. In what way has college prepared you for this job is one of those questions. And the other one is describe a teacher you really connected with. Start thinking of that. You don't want to be doing that in the interview chair opposite people, right? You want to be prepared so that there are no surprises. Last thing I want to remind you is after graduation, if we get to that point and you don't have a job yet, keep studying and keep practicing so that in this way, what you're able to do is keep up to speed because when you have opportunities, you have to perform. For you, in some fields, it may be appropriate to get a certification and keep studying through the certification. In other fields, you don't have to do that. But just get out there now and start doing the work on networking, developing relationships, and the other things that I spoke with you about. Hope you found this helpful. I'm Jeff Altman. No, I'm not a recent grad, quite obviously, but like I said, I've helped a lot of people like you and, of course, more senior find work. Visit my website, thebiggamehunter.us. I've got a lot there that'll help you. If you're interested in my coaching you, reach out to me through the website. You can schedule time for a call if you just have questions. Same thing, you can schedule time. Subscribe to the channel. Hope you have a great day and take care.